Have you ever caught yourself reacting before you even knew what was happening? 1 second, you're calm. The next, you're in an argument. Your tone shifted. Your heart rate rose. And somewhere inside, a voice justified it all. They deserved it. I had to defend myself. This always happens. But pause. Who reacted? Who justified? Who is this voice running your life? You think you're conscious. But the truth? You're on autopilot, just like most people. And the one driving isn't really you. It's a collection of programs, fears, memories, and borrowed beliefs, masquerading as your identity. You're not aware. You're just reacting. This is where it starts to burn. You're not suffering because of what happens. You're suffering because of how you interpret it, how you cling to it, how you believe it. And all of that comes from a place within you that you've never questioned. Because you think it is you. It's not. The biggest illusion isn't that life is hard. It's that your inner voice is trustworthy, that it's you thinking. But what if that voice is the prison? What if the inner dialogue is the real enemy? Let me hit you with something. You've been defending a version of yourself that doesn't even exist. A phantom built from childhood wounds, social conditioning, and survival instincts that have long expired. You think the pain you carry is from the world. It's not. It's from your attachment to a false self-image. That's why no amount of change in your job, your partner, your habits, ever gives you peace. Because the problem isn't the circumstances, it's the narrator in your head interpreting them. And here's the worst part. You believe him, you listen, you obey. That's the trap. Now, what would happen if you stopped identifying with that voice? What if, instead of reacting, you watched? Right there. That's the crack in the armor. Krishnamurti said, "The observer is the observed." Most people hear that and nod like it's a pretty quote. But it's not. It's dynamite. It means the voice judging, labeling, comparing, you is the chaos. There's no you and your problems. There's no gap between you and what you resist. You are the resistance. You are the reaction. You are the story. And until you realize this, until you see it with ruthless honesty, you'll keep living in circles. Same pain, new faces, same trauma, new disguise. So here's the truth most people aren't ready for. There's no self to fix. There's only noise to stop identifying with. The observer, the real you, isn't the thinker. It's the one behind the thought. It doesn't speak. It doesn't explain. It doesn't need to win arguments. It just sees. But you've been so busy narrating your life, reacting to every emotion, defending every thought, that you've forgotten how to see, really see. So stop. Stop seeking the next strategy. Stop fixing yourself. Stop trying to be the perfect version of the broken mask you've glued to your face. And ask yourself, who is thinking these thoughts? Who is afraid of silence? Who would I be without the noise? In the next part, we'll dig deeper into this observer. Not as a concept, but as the only place you've never truly looked, the space behind your mind. Let's go straight to it. The voice in your head is a fraud. It sounds like you. It feels like you. But it's not you. It's a recording, an echo, a reflex, built from years of repetition, built from fears passed down by wounded people, built from lies you never had the courage or the clarity to question. You say you want freedom, but you're addicted to noise. The instant silence shows up, you run, you scroll, you snack, you call someone, you overthink. You can't sit still because silence threatens the one thing you secretly worship, your narrative. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't want to observe yourself. You want to control yourself. You want to be in charge of the mind without ever questioning who is giving the orders. But control is not freedom. Control is fear in disguise. Carl Jung once said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls." And that's exactly what most people call life, a carefully decorated avoidance of the self. Look closer. The pain isn't coming from the outside. It's coming from the fact that you refuse to stop pretending. You want to heal, but you don't want to let go of the identity that's hurting you. You say, "This is who I am." But who told you that? Where did that belief come from? Was it a teacher, a parent, a failure, a trauma? And here's the dangerous part. Even when you start doing the work, you secretly hope that all the inner growth will help you become someone more lovable, more respected, more admired. But that's just ego wearing spiritual clothes. So let's strip it all down. Take away the voice, the labels, the past, the future. What's left? Stillness, presence, awareness, you. Not the version you defend, not the version you perform, but the one who never needed to speak in the first place, the observer, that silent witness behind your thoughts. It doesn't care if you succeed or fail. It doesn't care if you win the argument. It doesn't even care if you're right. It just sees. And that's the superpower no one talks about. Because the moment you start seeing instead of reacting, you shatter the illusion. You stop being a puppet pulled by emotional strings. You stop being the victim of your own stories. You become dangerous in the best possible way, because no one can manipulate you anymore. Not with guilt, not with shame, not with praise, because you've seen the game and you've stepped out of it. This doesn't mean you won't feel things. It doesn't mean you'll turn cold. It means you'll finally feel without being consumed. You'll finally think without becoming the thought. But it starts with courage. The courage to stop running. The courage to sit with the silence long enough to remember what you are beneath the performance. You're not broken. You're buried. And the observer isn't something you find. It's what's been watching you search all along. In the next section, we'll go into what it really means to live from that space, not as a weekend retreat fantasy, but as a daily rebellion against mental slavery. Let's be clear. Living from the observer doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming fully awake. You've been reacting your whole life, thinking that's being alive. But reactivity is not presence. It's programming. It's survival mode in disguise. You're triggered, you lash out, you're praised, you inflate, you're rejected, you collapse. That's not freedom. That's emotional slavery. But the moment you step into the observer, the entire equation changes. Someone insults you. You see the emotion rise. You don't become it. You feel anxious. You watch the mind spiral. You don't chase the thought. You get hurt. You allow the pain. But you don't wrap your identity around it. That's power. Not the kind you post about. Not the kind that dominates others. The kind that can't be shaken because it no longer depends on outcomes. And here's the punchline. This doesn't make you less human. It makes you more. Because now when you cry, it's clean. Now when you love, it's pure. Now when you act, it's not out of fear, but from clarity. You stop manipulating reality to protect your ego. You stop needing validation to feel real. You stop chasing peace like it's out there, because you found it where it always was, in the awareness that sees all things, but clings to none. This is what Krishnamurti meant. The observer is the observed. The wall between you and the experience collapses. And what's left? Pure seeing. Direct contact, no filters, no narrative, no echo chamber of commentary. Just life, raw and awake. But don't romanticize this. The moment you think I've found it, you've lost it. Because now the mind's trying to own what can't be possessed. The observer isn't a state. It's not a technique. It's not something you get better at. It's the thing that was always there, behind every breakdown, every high, every failure, every breakthrough. You don't cultivate it. You stop ignoring it. And this is where most people quit. Because ego will do anything to stay in charge. It will call this stupid. It will make you feel bored. It will whisper, "There's nothing to hold on to here." Exactly, there isn't. That's the point. To live from the observer is to let go of the obsession with control, with fixing, with proving, with becoming. You don't stop growing. You just stop growing in circles. And here's the most radical part. When you finally return to that silent seeing, you realize this isn't even personal. This awareness you call I, it's not yours. It's the same witness behind every set of eyes. It's the same presence in the monk, the mother, the addict, the child. It doesn't belong to you. It is you, before the story, before the name, before the wound. So here's the question that should follow you into your next breath. If I'm not the voice in my head, then who am I? That question can break you, or it can wake you. Now choose. You don't need to chase anything. The peace you seek isn't at the end of a book, or inside a retreat, or in the perfect routine. It's already here, hidden in plain sight, waiting in the silence between thoughts. In the breath you never noticed, in the stillness that's been watching you struggle all this time. You are not your fear. You are not your thoughts. You are not your past. You are the awareness that sees all of it and resists none of it. This isn't about escaping the world. It's about finally being in it without getting lost in it. Start small. Next time the voice in your head starts its noise, pause, watch. Don't fight it. Just observe. Because the moment you observe without judgment, you are free. And that's not philosophy, that's reality. So now the invitation is this: live as the witness, act with clarity, feel deeply, but don't identify with what passes. The clouds will come and go. You are the sky. The storm may rage. You are the stillness behind it. And in that stillness, you'll find a power that doesn't shout, a truth that doesn't argue, a peace that doesn't need permission. From now on, let your awareness speak louder than your mind.